Hello, my name is George Milton. Welcome to Milton's Messages. I have a couple of poems I'd like to read to you that I hope will inspire you to read the King James Bible and see what you got coming, good or bad, depending on what you do. This is just a car body. Imagine your whole spiritual body burning forever and never burning up with worms eating on you. That is what God promised to the ones who don't obey his words. And God cannot lie. Numbers 23:19, Mark 9:48. I'm going to take out my hat in reference to the Lord who's coming back with a two-edged sword. The first poem is entitled, I Can't Stand Heat. I Can't Stand Heat. Good morning, reader. I hope the Sabbath sun comes up at least because my motorcycle accident has interrupted my Sabbath lesson goings. 2 weeks in a row, I could not go. Satan doesn't want me to go anyway. Now my wife tells me the air conditioner is going out. I can't stand heat. So now I know I can't go down south to the lake of fire. Matthew 25:41 and 46. You have to be true to the Lord and on one accord for him to afford you salvation in his kingdom. This is a serious screening process involved, no matter how rich, poor, big, or small you are. And you thought your wife was mad when you left the toilet seat up, or you were mad when she used your hairbrush on the dog. Jesus will not whinny like a Shetland pony. He will send you to a fiery, brimstony place. He won't be glad to see you if you don't do what he told you to do. Exodus 21 to 17, Leviticus 11, and Leviticus 23. I would advise you to look inside the King James Bible and read what else is expected and get into his selection. My healing process is not the best, but thank God I was not a guest at a hospital or a funeral home. Every day, I believe I'm being put to a test, and Satan is constantly trying to get me in some mess that will get me cut off. But I know that Jesus is not going to have it. Romans 16:20. I can't stand heat. So I have to beat the path of righteousness. The flesh is always trying to kill me somehow. And now that I know that, I can't go back where I once was. I have to keep in mind that God is watching all the time. You hear me watching all the time, no matter what you do. Although this brother is covered by the blood, you will not see me on a two-wheel vehicle again. I will leave that and sin be to others besides me because I can't stand heat. I read and obey the King James Bible, and so should you. The next poem is entitled Good Morning. Good morning. It's a good morning when Jesus wakes you up. It is a good morning when you wake up in a clean and sober mind. It's a good morning when you wake up filled with the word of the Lord. It's a good morning when you wake up and obey these verses. Exodus 21 to 17, James 1:21 to 22 and 25. It's a good morning when you start your day off with reading the King James Bible. It's a good morning when you wake up knowing that the Lord has provided you with the proper tools you need. It's a good morning feeling and knowing that you are securing your future existence. It's a good morning when you don't fall for the Sunday doctrine nonsense. It's a good morning when you rise and don't despise or disobey the dietary law, Leviticus 11. It's a good morning when you are awake on day 7, knowing and praising the Lord in heaven on the day he commanded. It's a good morning when you arrive at the temple, hear and obey the Lord's words. Real simple. It's a good morning when you feed God's creatures. It's a good morning when you don't let Satan beat you down with depression or disparity. It's a good morning when you realize that God has everything under control and God is pleased with your behavior. It's a good morning when you don't have to lie to get by, knowing that God will provide. It's a good morning when God gives me wisdom, joy, and insight to do what's right. Ecclesiastes 2:26. It's a good morning when I can use my voice to try to help you make good choices. It's a good morning when I start off watching the Bible and coffee hour. There are many good mornings where I wake up singing and humming IOG songs and knowing God won't steer me wrong. It's a good morning to use my breath and do my best to please God. Good morning. God is blessed with another beautiful day to live it his way. P.S. Please read the King James Bible. That is all for today, and thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe.